Hey, does it smell like America in here? Is it just me?
America.
So, I know it's none of my goddamn business which side of the political aisle you're on, but I wanted to take a quick look at taxes. This seems to be one of those defining right-wing, left-wing, divisive forces. It's the wall between the two, or at least one of the big ones. Now, I think that most people, when you ask them what their taxes should pay for, would be reasonable stuff. Roads, police department, schools, maybe. But definitely not food stamps. Okay, maybe some people would say food stamps. I personally think they're great. I'm not on them, but I think they're necessary. I think that when you talk about taxes, especially taxes on the extremely wealthy, the part of our brain that believes that someday, we're gonna win the lottery. Someday, old Nan is gonna die and leave me millions. Someday, I'm going to be a famous actor! Someday, when I get that promotion, I'll actually be able to buy a bigger house. Someday.
Please, Mr. Government, don't take away all that money I'm gonna have.
Someday. The problem is that for millions of people, that someday is never going to come. And until it does, they're fucked. They don't have enough to eat. They are not getting the education to get them out of that situation. They can't get a house. They can't get a car. Can't get a job. And they lack the upward mobility to ever change that circumstance. Part of the reason that taxes are such a difficult thought is that nobody really understands. This is easy to explain. Rich people have a lot of money. They spend that money on making sure that they can keep their money. Lawyers, lobbyists, and I'm not being classist here. I know it sounds it, but that's what happens. If poor people could afford lobbyists and lawyers, they'd have them too. Also, the tax code is really complicated. Kinda. Well, yeah. Hank Green did a great video explaining how tax brackets work. I personally don't understand most of it, but he lays it out pretty plain. I mean, basically, when you pay 15%, or when you're paying in the third or fourth tax bracket, you're paying very little pieces as you go along. But your mustache. Check out the video right here. It explains a lot better than I could. But when you're really wealthy, if you can make money by not doing anything, that's even better. And if you get to make money not doing anything ever, because, like, your parents made all the money, and now you get to sit back and do nothing, you probably want to keep it that way. You want to look at the so-called moocher class? People that only get taxed 15% for doing nothing. But when you're really wealthy, alright, maybe I'm a bit left of center. And maybe I am classist. And maybe it's because I'm not a millionaire. But chances are neither are you. I'm down with paying the taxes I owe. I like roads. I like having emergency services. And I understand the feeling that people who have nothing are taking away from people that have everything. But honestly, it seems like the other way around. I'm not advocating communism or socialism or the complete redistribution of wealth. Let's just make it fair. Everybody deserves a fair shake, right? Let's all pull together. Chances are, the more money you make and the bigger your business is, the more you use the infrastructure the taxes pay for. Let's level out the tax code a little bit. Close some of those loopholes. Give everybody a fair shake. Not just the one who can pay a lawyer to look through it for them.